episode of Kim Cooks Live, and I'm really excited to share with you guys today how to make my fishless tuna fish salad, which is really delicious, really easy to make. And just like all our other recipes, this is for the normal, average, busy person that doesn't have a lot of time to cook, but wants recipes that are great for your beauty, your health, your energy, that are actually doable, that you can actually make in your kitchen. And I just thought, it's so hot right now, at least it is for me if you live in this hemisphere. Why not have something that's really refreshing, actually raw, delicious. This is basically a nut pate, but it does have the essence of tuna fish, which I did eat a long time ago, but this has lots of minerals. It has lots of vitamin E. It's really fantastic for your skin. It doesn't have the heavy metal contamination, particularly mercury, that we get from tuna fish. So this is a really great pate that's versatile, that you can make a batch of, keep in your fridge, spread on, I'm going to make it today. I'm going to show you guys how to make it on lettuce wraps, or you can even just take some and put it right on your salad. So it's filling, it's delicious. Hi guys, hi Clarissa from Raleigh, hi William. So great to be with you guys. Hope you guys are having an amazing Thursday. It looks a little dark. I'm going to pop this light on, see if that helps, like a tiny smidge. But basically, let's see, can you guys see what I'm working with here? Today we're going to be using the food processor, and I really love food processors. You guys know I use the Vitamix constantly, but this is my good old Cuisinart food processor, and I really like this when you want to retain some texture in your nut pate. I was going to say maybe like $100, an investment, if you maybe a little bit more, $150 to get a food processor. If you don't want to get one right now, I totally get it. You could totally make this in your blender. You could totally make this in your Vitamix, which I put like way more as like a much bigger priority. But in that case, you could just pulse your Vitamix so you retain some of that texture and it stays nice and chunky and it doesn't get smooth in the Vitamix. Hi Michael from Houston. Hi Brenda, and 2 Houston beauties in a row. Hope you guys are doing amazing. So the first thing, this is the base of our fishless tuna fish, and it is sunflower seeds. And what I love about sunflower seeds, when you pick them up, you can feel their natural oils, all this amazing beauty fat. As I mentioned before, they're really high in vitamin E, which is really important for scavenging free radicals and just helping to keep our skin looking really bright and fresh and healthy. So sunflower seeds are really wonderful. They're of course really high in amino acids, so they're a great protein. So this is a protein dish that we're making, along with the beauty food pairing principles that we have in Beauty Detox. So we can combine this nut pate with veggies. As I said, this is really great on salads. You could have it in any type of butter lettuce wrap. Today we're going to be using romaine lettuce. The other day I ate them all because I made another pate, but endives are really amazing to pair this on as well. And you can put this out as appetizers for a party, and it works really great. So the first thing I have here is 1.5 cups of, let me angle it so you guys can see. 1.5 cups of sunflower sprouts. And then we're going to add 2.5 tablespoons of raw, fresh lemon juice, which I just squeezed, preparing for you guys. This is an original recipe, a recipe that was originally in Beauty Detox Foods. If you guys have seen any of my books, my second book, which is the orange book. And the only modification that I made for today is I cut out the scallions, the onions, which we'll talk about in a moment, but if you guys love onions, you could of course add them in, make them true tuna fish style. So 1.5 cups of sunflower seeds, 2.5 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice. Then we're going to add 1 teaspoon of dried dill. I didn't have any dill today. I love using fresh herbs. So if you guys have access to fresh herbs, my herb garden right now sucks. It is so hot right now. I am not keeping up with my herb garden. The only thing that's looking good out there is my mint, my basil. I totally plucked the other day. I made the pesto. I made the stuffed portobello mushroom pesto. So I don't have any good dill. I'm sorry. Otherwise, I would totally use fresh dill. And if you're going to use fresh dill, I would say 1 tablespoon of fresh chopped dill. Otherwise, I'm using 1 teaspoon of dried dill. And, you know, that's why we have dried herbs around for these herb emergencies, and they still add a nice flavor, like a nice little pop. But it's just not going to be as amazing as the fresh herbs, in my opinion. So we have the dill in there, And now we're going to do 1/4 teaspoon of Himalayan sea salt. This is my favorite salt. I love the pink. I think it's really beautiful. I always recommend sea salt over denatured table salt. You're just gonna get all those trace minerals. You'll get some benefit. We still wanna use it, you know, in moderation. We don't wanna just totally go overboard with the salt. Sometimes it gets a little clogged, like this. And I love the pink color. I just say it makes me really happy. There's like black salt and brown, like there's all these different colors, but I really love the pink. I just think it's beautiful and delicate, and it looks nice in the kitchen. So there's 1/4 teaspoon. Of course, if you're avoiding salt, add less. If you love salt, you have a really salty taste, like some family members I have, you could add a little more. Here's where customization is so key and makes our recipes really come to life. Hi Jen from Boston, yay! You and your husband were sitting in the front row. I totally remember you. You were all the way to my far right. Amazing to see you. Loved meeting you and your hubby. Lots of love to you. I gotta keep my voice down because Bubby is asleep and I want him to stay asleep while we finish our recipe. So I'm not gonna scream. If I start to get too excited about the fishless tuna fish, you guys give me a reminder to calm down. So back to the black pepper. I'm a huge advocate for using a freshly cracked black pepper grinder. There's a lot of reasons, there's a lot of properties that we can get from the black pepper, but if it's been pre-ground, sometimes the oils can get rancid. So this is 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. I'm not really gonna measure it. If you know your pepper grinder, you know how much comes out. Mine is super abundant, so I'm just gonna eyeball it a little bit. You know, I'm one of those cooks that doesn't always measure everything. If I get sort of the basic idea of what I'm making, I'm not like, oh, that was 1/4 teaspoon too much. I just like to eyeball. It's such a, for me, just an easier way to cook. But I have friends and I know people that it's less stressful for them to have everything measured and it's consistent. So it just depends on your cooking style. Okay, so now we're gonna do I pray this doesn't wake up Bubby. We're gonna do our first grind in the food processor. So loud. Oh my gosh, Bubby, please. Okay, one more. He's not waking up right now. We got the noisemaker on in his room. Look at that. Okay, pretty cool. So it looks right now like, I'm going to take this out and show you guys. It does actually look like tuna fish. At least, you know, use your imagination a little bit. Maybe not exactly, but pretty close. It's pretty close to the consistency. And again, this is where I really recommend having a food processor when you're making nut patés. If you use the blender, and again, if you absolutely have to, that's cool, do it. But sometimes the nuts always get stuck in the blades and it just makes it so much harder. It can be frustrating to clean and get everything even. So down the road, if you don't have one, think about it. Okay, so now what I did was I diced 2/3 a cup of celery, which adds that crunchiness. Like if you're having regular tuna fish, a lot of us would, and again, I did used to eat tuna fish a long time ago. I used to actually love it. So this is a recipe that speaks to me. It adds nice crunch. Celery is an amazing beauty food, really high in organic potassium and sodium, so it helps balance your electrolytes. It's got great minerals. It helps to open up circulation, the blood vessels. Some people say that celery is an aphrodisiac for that reason. It's helping to open up the sexy organs as well. There's a lot of great properties of celery, and I just think it's such a cooling yin food, especially when it's so hot outside. Geraldine, yes, sunflower seeds is the base. If you guys are joining us so far, we have the base of the fishless tuna fish is 1.5 cups of sunflower seeds, 2.5 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice, 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt, more or less, 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, freshly ground, and 1 teaspoon of dried dill, or a tablespoon of fresh dill. So I'm going to add the celery now, and I'm going to stir it up. Now in the original recipe, as I was mentioning to you guys, this is an original recipe from Beauty Detox Foods. I also had adding in 1/2 cup of chopped scallion or white onion, which you can totally do. And you know, it's personal preference. I'm not eating so many onions these days. I talk about that sometimes, just because I find them very rajastic, very active. Sometimes they aggravate my body, me in particular, just mentally. They have great health properties, but that's why I left onions out of this. You guys can totally add it in. Look, doesn't that look like tuna fish? Yeah. So now I'm going to take these lettuce leaves, which I already pre-washed. You guys can see some of the water in there. I'm going to take this clean kitchen towel and just blot a little bit and get them ready. So as I mentioned, you guys can use butter lettuce, you can use endives. This could be a nice appetizer that you could have out at a party. If you use little endives and you load this up, and you could even top it with some carrots or something colorful, that would be really pretty. So I'm just gonna load this up almost like a little burrito and put them on the plate. So this is a really great lunch that you guys can make. It's rich in protein, it's rich in minerals, really just fantastically easy, keeps well in the fridge, and you can also load it directly on salad. So this is a really versatile recipe, and that's what I like about nut patés. And I just feel like this time of year is fantastic to make nut patés while it's so hot outside. Sometimes you don't want a hot soup, you don't want a hot meal, but you want something that's a little bit grounding, and it's gonna give you a little bit something versus just a salad. You may feel still hungry from a salad. That's where the nut pate can be good, especially if you're active, running around, working out, you know, running after the babies. And I hear little Bubby just woke up, so I'm gonna go grab him in just a moment. He's kind of laying down, I have one eye on the monitor, laying down, coming back up. Oh, so I wanna show you guys what this looks like. These are what 3 of the lettuce leaves looks like. Loaded with the raw tuna fish, the fishless tuna fish pate. So you can see it's really abundant. So you're getting lots of fiber, you're getting raw enzymes, you're getting just so many different properties, the minerals, the vitamin C, B vitamins, so on and so forth. So when I go to eat this, I really do roll it like a little burrito. I kind of fold it over and I go like this. Wow. Really yummy. What I like about it too is it's not smooth. It's got texture, and I like crunchy. I like texture. So you're getting the bite of the celery. We mixed in 2/3 a cup of chopped celery, so you're getting that with the sunflower seeds, and you're getting the crunchy lettuce. So this is a nice crispy meal. Eating this is going to give you substance, but you're not going to feel weighed down. You're not going to feel heavy. You'll have energy to go about your day. Again, all these amazing beauty foods like lemon juice and sunflower seeds are amazing for your skin, amazing for your hair, just amazing for health all around. Vitamin E is a very potent free radical scavenger. So just helping to quell inflammation on a systemic level throughout your entire body, and just to give you all that amazing nutrition that we all deserve and need to look and feel our best. Let's see. Can you post the recipe as I missed it? Sure, Don. I also want to say that it's in Beauty Detox Foods. It's in the orange book. But it's 1.5 cups of sunflower seeds, 2.5 tablespoons of lemon juice, about 1/4 teaspoon of fresh black pepper, 1/2 to 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt, 1 teaspoon of dried dill or 1 tablespoon of fresh dill, and 2/3 a cup of diced celery. So it's just all whole foods, very simple, plus the seasonings, really fresh, really easy to make. It looks like healthy. It looks like healthy tuna. Yes, it definitely is. Nick says this is one of my favorite recipes. Amazing. And yes, you can absolutely put fresh tomatoes on it. You can customize it to be your, for you. You could also put carrots. You could put any type of veggie. But, customize the recipe so it works for you. Sometimes I really love red cabbage or the purple cabbage and the carrots and everything, just to add color, because it makes you happy, and it's really important to have colors when you're eating, which just helps you feel satisfied from your food. Olivia says one of my go-to lunches. Amazing. And William says, any thought on lectins? So William, I have a huge podcast about lectins coming up. I think it airs next week. So I really encourage you to listen to that on the Monday show. And then I'm also writing a big article, a big blog about lectins, which is a big topic, and I want to cover it, really thoroughly. So please check that out. Cindy says garbanzo beans work for fishless tuna fish too. Yes, that would also give that nice texture. So that's also a great option. Amazing. Well, thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, Bubby. Oh my gosh, I have to show you guys this monitor because he was crying. But look, can you guys see? He went back to sleep. He does that. He cries for a minute and he goes back to sleep. And so sometimes I just have to be patient and not get him directly for his nap because he'll go back down. So Amanda says, would you like to have this as a meal? Sure. I wouldn't just have this for a meal. I would also have salad. I would have soup. I would, for lunch, maybe if I had enough of them. And then I would also have a power protein later in the afternoon. So it just depends on the day, depends on your timing. But if you have enough of this, it is definitely quite filling. Thank you, Nisa. Lots of love to you. I'm so happy to be with you guys today. It's a great honor. Make sure that you guys subscribe to this Facebook Live feed, my show channel, Kim Cooks Live, because I'm on at such random times. And I love to see you guys and get your recipes directly. And hope to see you guys soon. I'll be back here in another few days for a live Q&A feed. So thank you guys so much. And I keep the questions coming. Remember, I also answer the questions on the podcast, Beauty Inside Out, for a week, and also just on the blog and social media. So I'll see you guys soon. Lots of love. Try the recipe.